Okay, hi everybody. So excited to be in the zone. Thank you, Pamela, for inviting me. This was a little bit short notice, so I did take some notes to go over the topic that we're going to discuss today. So if you see me looking down, I'm just making sure that I don't miss anything that I wanted to share with you. So my name is Roz Nicholas, and I have been with Senogen since March of 2019, and I am an MUA. And I'm also, I ranked to Royal this year. So that was really exciting. And I'm currently working towards ranking to Lady. I'm also working towards Inner Circle Senate sponsor before seminary year ends. So crossing my fingers that I can hit that before seminary year ends. Okay, so I guess what we wanted to get into depth about here is how to conduct virtual demos um, to help your sales and get new customers and get the product out there during these pandemic times. So, business has changed a little bit since we're not able to get face to face with people in person anymore to actually get the products onto them immediately and get their reactions, etc. So when I started and I was working towards my MUA, I was having probably 3 to 5 women per week rolling through my makeup room, and I would do their makeup looks, and they would get to see and feel the products and see how long they lasted after they left. They would get a little bit of skincare, and it was really, really, really easy to get sales that way. Doing my MUA was one of the best things I did sales wise, and it was fun to achieve that and get the recognition for that. But ultimately, it was about demoing in person with a wide variety of different women who had never tried the product before and now were seeing how wonderful it is. So a lot of times, even when they didn't buy right away, they were definitely calling me after a period of time wanting that CCTM or that lip sense color that they had tried or that amazing shadow that doesn't crease or budge. So everything was gravy, was loving it, and then boom, pandemic hits. Whoa, what is happening here? Things are changing. We can't have people over anymore. We can't be 6 feet close to somebody. We can't be touching their face. So everything changed in a minute, basically. So we had to learn how to adjust to this new environment and this new way of doing business. And so we had to get creative with other ideas. So actually, I have to say that um, there are so many ways that you can still give people the product experience that you could have given them in person if you just think outside of the box. So I'm going to go through some of those with you today. So first of all, I just wanted to mention that last Q3 zone is when I graduated. So I also went through the zone like you guys are going through right now. Do all the homework, take all the advice, listen to all the speakers. It actually really works. I know, isn't that crazy? These people know what they're talking about. So I'm really excited to get to share some ideas with you guys as well, since I was literally just in the same group as you last quarter. Okay, so ever since I was in that zone session last quarter, prior to that, I was like a little bit in the doldrums, a little bit stuck, and not quite sure what to do. But I took all of the advice, and currently, like as of right now, I've typically been having 3 parties booked per week, either between regular parties or launch parties. And I typically have 3 going at any given time. And then I'm also booking skincare consultations and makeup lessons on top of that. And you're probably thinking, like, how does one do all of that? I do have a full-time job, so this is something that I do in the evenings and sometimes on the weekends. But I'll get more to how I structure all of these virtual demos into my calendar after I get into this little section here. So back in October, I was a little bit bummed because my sponsoring numbers had really dropped. I had hit Ruby or Sapphire Senna sponsor and then Ruby Senna sponsor. And then all of a sudden everything just kind of tanked. And I was, like I said, I was feeling kind of stuck and not really sure what to do. So I actually got into the zone group right at the right time so that I didn't lose all hope or lose my motivation. I felt like I just couldn't get people to agree to doing parties or demos, and I felt a little bit discouraged. I felt like I kept posting things in my VIP group, pretty graphics, big long write-ups about all the fabulous things that you could get if you only threw a party or if you signed up to be on my team. And I was using that as the vehicle of communication to try to get things booked and try to get the point across to my customers or my VIP group. And it was crickets. Like, it was absolute crickets. The odd person would like it or heart it, but nothing really came of it. And I quickly realized that wasn't really working for me or my group. So what I learned when we were in the 2-3 zone session, I was actually in the zone session prior to that, and I flunked out of it because I didn't do my homework. Didn't do my homework one week, and it was really, really sad. So I was so glad I got put back into it. I had made my Senate sponsoring and got back into the 2-3 one, and I was bound and determined I was not going to screw up this time. I was going to do all the work and make sure that I was able to access all the valuable resources, information, and speakers that were being provided to us as a reward for hitting those Senate sales or those Senate sponsor numbers. So one of the big takeaways that I learned from that, there were a couple, but one of them was Pamela kept talking about this Everything Bella Zoom group call where you would offer a promo that if somebody bought one for them and one for someone else, they bought two, they could get into this private group Zoom call where you would get a lesson on how to use it all. So you put it on this way, yada, 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 the whole 9 yards. Everyone gets to have a little evening together. And so I thought, gosh, that is such a cute idea. And I just kind of like kept that swirling around in my mind. What can I do with this to make this work for my group and to work for me? So that just kind of like swirled around in the back of my mind. And the other thing that swirled around in the back of my mind was one of the speakers. It was Elise Schroeder, actually. She said the caption was, "What is the secret to success?" I hope I'm not doing a spoiler if she's going to be talking about this during this group, but it was to talk to people. So I realized I needed to revise my methods a little bit. I need to talk to people and I need to think outside of the box. So I set out to follow the advice that was given to us by our amazing leaders. And I decided, okay, how am I going to go about booking my calendar? Because one of the challenges that was given to us was to make sure that we had our January calendar completely booked, like in November or something. It was way earlier. And I thought, that is actually like a really smart idea. Like, I should be booking a little further ahead and making sure that I'm all full up, yada, yada, yada. So, let's see here. Okay, so what I was going to say is one of the, this is one of the obvious ones on virtual demos, but it's obviously parties. I mean, we all know that parties are good for your sales, but I feel like a lot of times people are scared to ask people to throw parties. They just feel like maybe they're being a nuisance or they're going to get rejected, and then they kind of just reserve it for when they're feeling brave or the odd person here or there that they think are going to say yes. And what you need to do is just ask everybody. So you want to book as many parties as possible, at least one per week. And you're going to accomplish that by asking everybody. So back in November, when I was in the Q3 zone, they kept hammering Wow Book Demo Direct into our heads. And so you really start to like keep that in mind when you're communicating with your customers or communicating with potential customers, that you want to complete like the whole spectrum of that. So don't just get focused on one thing and then leave out finishing up potential asks for a party or offering Senegent's Choice, things like that. So based on that advice, I didn't go super crazy. I picked 17 people that I was like, I'm just going to ask these people to throw a party, and I'm just going to throw the message out there. I'm not going to put too much thought into it. It'll be like, hey, would you love to have a sentence experience? I would throw it for you. We could do a party. It could be geared towards your interests. We could do makeup, we could do skincare, we can do both of the whole gamut. It's totally up to you. We can do a beauty class. It's, you know, whatever you're interested in, we can gear it towards that. But would you like to try something like that and get some rewards from it? So I literally picked 17 people. Some of them were people that were not in my VIP group, and then I felt a little bit uncomfortable asking, but I was friends with them. I did have a relationship of some sort. It was just not the type of relationship that we typically had. And then I asked some newer customers, and I asked some customers that I had in my group for a while that I just had never brought it up to. So 17 people, I counted them. It took me 20 minutes. I banged out my messages, and then I just walked away and let it simmer for a minute. And honestly, like by the end of that day, I think I had 9 yeses. And I was like utterly freaking shocked. So I just wanted to share that, like, you should just ask people, because people are more than willing to help out if you pose the question to them. And then another funny little side story about those 17 people that I asked that I just want to throw in here just because it's interesting. One of the girls that I asked, she was a hard no. She said, no, I am not interested. I am a loyal customer to such and such, such and such and such a product. It wasn't our product, it was another line. And, you know, I really like their products and I don't care to try anything else. And I said, okay, you know what? That's totally fine. I didn't know. I thought I would throw it out there because I really love it. It's done great things for my skin in the last couple of years. And I just thought maybe you might want to partake or giving it a shot or whatever. But if you already have something that you're very happy with, then that's super awesome. And I definitely don't want to step on your toes for that. So that was that. I left it at that. We left on like good note, because I always think you always want to be super kind to everybody, because it's just a good way to be. Never burn your bridges. Don't feel rejected if somebody says no. It has nothing really to do with you. It's just they're not in a place at that very time that they're wanting to do that at the moment. But you've planted a seed. So this hard no, this was in November that I sent this message, and then we had Black Friday at some point. I don't remember what the date is, like later in November. So I was posting all of the deals and specials in my stories. So as you remember, these were amazing deals, like totally off the wall ridiculous. And so sure enough, this hard no that I received messaged me, and she was like, oh, I see there's all these crazy deals. I'm actually looking for a new foundation because the one that I'm currently using is actually drying out my skin. Well, I was like, well, this is the anti-aging foundation. It's actually formulated to help, you know, with dry skin or like crepey skin. So this might actually be the perfect product for you. Well, sure enough, she ended up ordering 5 foundations at this, like during the sale. And so this hard no turned into, oh, look, now she's like, I've got it in. She's like tried one of our products and I know she's going to love it because our foundations are amazing. So she ended up getting her foundations. And since that happened, since November, whenever that was, she has bought a number of different skin products from me. So she's turned into like being a really great customer now. And this all happened from like an absolute no way Jose. So, I mean, that's just super great. So I feel like with building this new aspect of our relationship together, that she may decide to do a party in the future. So that was absolutely like the best rejection I've ever had. So you always have to take things in the most positive way possible, because if people say no, it's just because they're not in the right place at that very moment to be agreeing to do a party at the time. But that doesn't mean that they won't in the future. So you can always follow up again later. So that was just a little kind of encouragement to just go out of your comfort zone. If you don't feel super comfy asking people to have parties, just set yourself a 20-minute time frame and bang out as many messages as you can to people that you have some type of relationship with, and you never know what will happen. Walk away and then come back and see what happens. You'll probably be super surprised that you'll get a lot more positive reaction than you even expected. So let's see here. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so that was just a little quib basically on asking everybody, just so that you can get some bookings going and all that stuff. So all the yeses that are coming in, do you want to wait and like space them out so that you're filled for months out in advance? I don't, because people they may lose their excitement. So if you ask them in January and then you book them out in March, they might decide in March, you know what, like I'm kind of over that. I don't think I want to do it anymore. I just book them right away. If somebody says yes, I book them within the next like 2 weeks. Now, I don't know if that works for everyone else, but that's what I do, because I like to strike while the iron is hot and like, let's get that party train rolling. Let's not wait around. Even if my calendar is overfull, we're doing it anyways. So I typically like to have 3 or 4 parties going on at once. And then you're probably wondering, like, how do you do that? I mean, you guys are in this group, which means that you've had success doing this. So you may already be implementing these strategies, but this is what I do, and this is what works for me. So step A to running multiple parties per week is that of course, I'm sure you've all heard of this, but I like to automate them on Visly. So I always use the same set schedule, and that never varies. So if somebody can't start on the Monday, I will just put them into the next week, because I have all of my schedules set out, and it's like I know what I need to be doing every single day of the week in order to accommodate all of these parties that I'm throwing at once. So that's just what works for me. So Monday to Friday works for me. And then I prefer to do lives for every party. So I know some people will pre-record like the makeup demo or whatever demo they're doing for their parties, and then just set them to play in the party. But I just personally prefer to do the lives myself separately for each party. Now, I know there's also mega parties and things like that, which I'm sure are like amazing. I've heard lots of good things, but I'm just not doing that at the moment. I just stagger my lives to accommodate the numerous parties during the week at once. So my schedule is such that I do a makeup live and a skincare live for every party. So how do I get this done? I do the makeup lives in the morning because I'm getting ready for work anyways. So while I'm getting ready for work, I flip on the camera, I get into the first party, and then while I'm doing my face, I call it my favorite makeup things, and then I talk about it. So I say, all right, we've got the CCTM here. It hydrates your face all day. It's got color correctors. It shades up and down. Everything. I just talk about that. This is the lip sense. Check it out. It doesn't come off. Our shadow sense does this and that. These have peptides in them. So I just go through the whole whatever products I'm showcasing on my face that day. I usually just pick like my favorite everyday things. I don't want to go through every single product because that's boring. If they have a question and they want to see something specific, they're going to ask. But you just go through all of the basics. So I go through my face base, my blush, my brows, some shadow scents, the liners, and lip scents and the glosses. And typically that gives like a good enough demo to kind of see like what are our products all about, what is Cineplex Complex, why is this makeup better than the other makeup products on the industry, what makes it different, things like that. And I'm already getting ready, so it's no skin off my back to be able to do this for each party. Now the second live that I like to do is the skincare live. So I do this one at night. So I'll do it as I'm getting ready for bed, and I'm going to be washing my face anyways, and I'm in the bathroom with all my skincare stuff. I have a tripod set up there. It's always there. Then I go through the skincare live. So I talk about, first of all, the skincare trio, and you must get the climate control with it because it has this and this and that and sodium hyaluronate, and it's better than hyaluronic acid because, and then I go through the anti-aging treatments, and we have these products available, and if you have this skin issue, you definitely want this product, or if you're worried about hyperpigmentation, you want the brightening cream. So just go through all the products, the eye cream, the lips, and the lash serum I like to do with the skincare as well. So I'm pretty much getting ready for bed anyway, so it is also no skin off my back to take that time and quickly do a live and talk about it. And I've done so many of them that they just naturally flow out. So it's just like clockwork for me. It just worked. That's what works for my schedule. So when I have, like this week, I have 3 launch parties and a regular party. So this is how I would get them all done. So Monday, I would do makeup live and skincare live for party 1. And then Tuesday, I would do the same thing for party 2. And then day 3, which is the Wednesday, I would do party 4. If I had 5 parties, then I would do another one on Friday. So that's just what works for me. Some people like to spread them out, yada, 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 but I need to like mark them off and get them done. So I'm going to do makeup live in the morning, skincare live at night, party 1, boom, lives are done, put them in the announcements, party rolls through. There we go. We are all set. Okay. Now let's see here. Okay. Oh, and then the other thing I was going to mention is those lives are about 20 minutes each. So it's totally workable for my schedule because I do have the full-time job. And then I do this on evenings and weekends. Okay. Now, the other thing that I do, so that's how I schedule the lives, schedule as many parties as possible. I structure my parties to work with my schedule. So party day 1, all the posts are going to be about lip scents and shadow scents. Party day 2, all of the posts are about the rest of the cosmetics line. And then party day 3 is all about skincare. And then party day 4 and 5, I post stuff about signing up, becoming a distributor, throwing a party, all the things you can get. I also encourage people to follow up on the post, like to engage, to add up their party points, to ask me questions. And then I lead into party's going to be closing tomorrow. Like, let's get the orders collected. So party day 5 is all about collecting the orders. So that's what works for me. So I know that all of these 4 or 5 parties that I'm having, this is what we're doing day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and day 5, get those orders done, and then boom, we're ready to order by the time Friday night rolls around. So that kind of keeps my sanity when there's so many parties going on at once. The other thing that I suggest you do if you start booking a ton of parties and a ton of demos is to delegate some of the tasks to the hostess. So we always like to tell people, well, we're going to manage all the content for you, and we're going to help you run a really smooth party and make it fun and do games and guide you through it all. The hostess loves to help out and be a part of it if you tell her specifically what she needs to do. So when you have so many parties going on, one of the things that I love delegating to the hostess is creating the thank you graphics. So Ellen has placed an order and she's got pink shadow scents, mascara, CCTM, and a gloss. Put those all on a graphic. Say, thank you so much. I hope you love the la 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 la. There you go. When you have 5 parties, there's a lot of those. So it really helps to delegate that portion of it to the hostess. And it's really nice for their guests to have a thank you from them as well. So that's another, and there's other things that you could think of to delegate as well. If it makes your life easier and if it makes sense for that to be done, then definitely add that into how you do numerous parties during the week. Okay, so the last thing that I want to say about, I think it's the last thing, yeah, it is. The last thing I want to say about running a whole bunch of parties all at once, these live demos, is that you want to do follow-ups with everybody the Thursday and the Friday before the party closes, and like friend everyone, message all of them, see if they have any questions or they want to place an order. If they really don't want to place an order, then see if they want to book a party, let them know that it benefits the hostess, or if they are interested in signing up and getting a great discount or getting their products for free. And if it's a launch party, you may want to ask the person that is being launched to do those follow-ups, but just like let them know that it's important that they follow up with each and every guest of the party. Oh, and then you want to coach them as well to make sure that they're like doing the full gamut of things right down to the sentence choice before they let the person go. If it's a regular party, you also want to funnel them into your group. If you're not launching and you're just having a party, you want to funnel all those guests into your beauty group so that you can potentially have more demos down the line. Okay, so that was really, really long-winded. It's been 25 minutes. I was supposed to be 20, but I just wanted to quickly run through some other live demo ideas before I sign off. So on top of running all of these parties, you can also encourage your customers to have one-on-one demos or little group demos with you. So some things that you can offer are little things like if you buy a shadow trio, once it arrives, we can do a messenger video call for 10 minutes and we can walk you through doing a smoky eye or a cut crease or whatever technique it is that you would like to learn to be able to apply your shadows properly. So you can offer those. And a lot of times when you get that video FaceTime, you can talk about other things that would look great on them and things like that. So it's like a captive person. It'll be like having them in your home doing a face-to-face demo. So you can talk about a lot of the other products that that may work for them as well. Oh, another idea you can do if you didn't want to do Shadow Sense Trio is you could think of bundles, and your bundles could be like CCTM, mascara, shadows, and lips. And then, oh, what do I do with all this stuff? Well, you put the CCTM on, you put your shadow on like this, you get the lips going. This is a great way to line your lips first and then fill it in, whatever it is that you want to do. But there's different, there's whatever product it is that's ringing your bell that day. You can offer demos like that and potentially get more sales or little group demos. So that's always really helpful to your sales and your business. And then the very last thing, honestly, I swear, that I wanted to tell you about in terms of getting demos going is if anybody ever asks me anything about skincare. For example, last weekend I had a question, does the Golden Radiance Mask really work? I feel like I've got some wrinkles and I'm pretty dry and it looks like it would help me with that. Okay, you know what? It sounds like you do have some skin concerns just from what you said in this very moment. So do you think that maybe we could set up a video call so that I can see your face? You could point out to me exactly what you're talking about, and then we can ensure that what you're ordering is the best thing for you. And then, so to prepare for that initial video consultation, just go grab one of those Senni skincare quizzes or the Senni Skin Profiling Questionnaire, and make sure that you've got some questions to ask so that you can figure out what their skin type is, what their concerns are, what are some recommendations that would be good for that thing, because maybe they're not really looking for the golden radiance mask. Maybe they need climate control and a really good face wash. You want to know what they're currently doing. So this is a way that you can have them captive, know that you're caring about what their needs are and giving them some more detailed suggestions. And then at the end of the day, they have more knowledge to be able to decide what they want to go forward with. So if they decide to buy at that time, great. That is super awesome. Send them some more skincare samples to try in addition to that product. If they're not ready yet, or if they've expressed that they have sensitive skin issues and they're concerned, anything like that, send them a skincare packet with the skincare strip, the climate control, the facial resurfacer, all the skincare products that you can get into their hands, and then book another demo and do a hand demo and have them test all the stuff. You'll walk them through how to use it, when to use it, all that good stuff, so that they feel like they've learned something. They can see if it works for their skin, and you can potentially have a really great customer on your hands after that because you've taken the time to educate them and also make sure that they are getting what they need. Okay, so that's my last little thing. So now you're probably wondering, how are you doing 4 or 5 parties and booking these little demos? So I typically try to book these on the days, on a Thursday. So that's the day when my parties kind of go to a little bit of a lull, and it's the questions and catch up day for the group. So I usually have a little bit of time in there and I can book them during that time. So you have to find those pockets of time that work for you. I'm sure Pamela has already told you guys about the Sun Essential calendar and the bubbles and when you've got time to work your business and all that stuff. So it's all up to you to figure out when it fits into your schedule, but this is how I do it. And having it on the set schedule just works for me to be able to cram like a lot of virtual demos and parties into my week. So, oh my gosh, thank you guys so much for letting me share with you. And if you have any questions, please drop them below. I hope that you got something out of this today. And I want to wish you guys all the best of luck and all of the success. You so deserve it. Just go out and get it. All right, thank you so much. Bye.